Today I'm going to do a few experiments. I'm going to try and do clouds as well as some other things with some Christmas ornaments and pendants. This is a new Resiners automatic stir. It was a birthday present from my son. We used to just mix by hand for 5 minutes, but this does a really great job, and we use it for free. It's on about 3/4 of the way. There, if that'll focus. There we go, that you can see. Does a really thorough job. I do recommend this particular one because you can use any cup you want. Unfortunately, some of them you have to use the cup that comes with it. So in terms of time, we'll have 3 minutes here being stirred. Then we go into our debubbler here, and that we do for 10 minutes. So that's 13 minutes right there that our resin is setting. Yeah. I have measured out 30 milliliters of resin here. Now this is what I'm going to use to mix my white into for my cloud effect. Make sure that you shake this up really well. I'm using the Let's Resin alcohol ink brand. Now what I'm using here, this is a set of spoons I used to use when I taught doll making, Genesis heat set paints, and it measures very small quantities. This is called a tad. It is also 1/4 of a teaspoon. So instead of counting all these drops, we're just going to squirt it full. And hopefully this works today, because I don't know, doing clouds is a very, very quirky thing. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Now, this resin has been sitting for a bit because we had a 3-minute stir, we had 10 minutes in the debubbler, and I went ahead and poured the mold. So this is my infrared heat gun. Let's see what it says here. It says that it's 90.5 degrees right now, that white. So you want this to be a milky type color. It looks like it is. This is good, I think. And it will thicken a little more as it sits here. I'm just going to sit it out of the way. So now I'm going to go ahead and put my colors in. Generally, I do use Let's Resin inks. Unfortunately, I don't have them all because they will not sell them separately, and I use a lot of certain colors, and I just can't put out $30-some for a complete set as much as I need them. So some of the other ones are Ranger inks. So we're using the Let's Resin purple. And actually that's all today. All the other ones are Ranger inks. This is raspberry, this is lemonade, and this is pool. I'll put in the links to all of these. The reason I use these for, it is what Daniel Cooper uses in his videos. Of course, he uses all Let's Resin because even if they all blend together, it won't be horrible. So let's go with the pink, yellow, a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple. Okay, oh, got 2 drops of purple. Okay, purple wants to take over now. So that's just what I do throughout. It also helps with these needle bottles. I might just do 2 colors in that one because it's small. You can control the ink better. So blue and purple makes green, and then put a purple in there, and that, oop, way too much purple in there. Okay, not loving that one, but sometimes it just happens, it drips out. Now, the molds I've chosen here are all different depths. And that can be tricky with clouds because every little tiny thing factors in. The temperature factors in, the air temperature factors in, the depth factors in, and your timing factors in. So there's a lot of things can go wrong. So don't be discouraged if you don't get this the first time, because you'll find a lot of people don't. It's just a tricky thing to do. Oh boy, I don't like that purple. See, normally I use orchid, and I don't have it today. I see it's just really wanting to take over everything. Let's see if we can just get a tiny drop in there. I think I'm just going to put it aside and not even use it for these because I don't like it. Okay, this heart mold here is much deeper. These are very deep hearts. So I've only filled them up about halfway, because if you don't otherwise, I just know from past experience with doing Petri in them, it doesn't work. And this way you'll get your effect, and then you can fill them up later. Okay, I've only filled up 2 of these ornaments, and I think I'm just going to put these down the line. So we'll do pink this way, and yellow, and the blue on the bottom. I want to do some other things with the other ones today, because I'm just running a test of various experiments. So, of course, these colors are all compatible. That's the reason we've chosen them. The pink and the yellow will make orange, the yellow and the blue will make green, and everything will be very pretty, even if it mixes. These, I don't know, they don't look too great because of that purple is just not good, and I didn't plan it. Okay, so let's check our resin temperature here. And this says it's 83. Let's see if that's true in all of them. That one says 84. How about here? 84. Alexa, what's our outside temperature today?
It's 76 degrees and sunny outside today. The high will be 77 degrees with a low of 58.
Thank you, Alexa. Okay, so our white mixture is about 85 too. Now, generally we're working...
All right. I'll keep an eye on the temperature for you. Enjoy your day.
Thanks, Alexa. She's very chatty today. Normally when we work, it is hotter than that. So I don't know what's going to happen with this. I'm going to take my stirrer out of there though while I pour. Let's try one and see what we have here. So you kind of pinch this down. You do not want too much there. That one's kind of got more than I like, but we'll see. Now the real secret to this is how long do we wait to stir? Always tricky. I'm not pouring this as well as I like today. I think it's a little thinner than I'm used to. Okay, now the real trick here is how long do we let it sit before we stir it with the toothpick. And I am just going to have to play that by ear today because our temperature is different outside than it normally is. So right now we're at 90. I'm guessing it needs to be around 104 degrees. So I'm going to set a timer and we'll be back. Our timing has changed dramatically today because normally our outdoor temperature is much, much higher. Now, this has been sitting for 1 hour and 5 minutes. And it's reading 81, which I find, oh, there it says 87, which I find bizarre. But I tested it with my toothpick, and you can see here it's pulling up peaks. So I'm not going to wait any longer for fear that it's just going to not be stirrable at all. So now we stir. I could feel it's thick down inside there. I'm just going to follow the heart shape and then go around and circle. And this one, I think I'll go the other direction. We'll drag some of this over into here. And just circle around. Now this one is thicker, so it's always different working with that particular mold. For these round ones, I'm just going to stir and go around, and I can feel it's getting really thick down in. But this is totally off from what we're used to doing. So we're just, again, going around. So what it will do today, I don't know. I'm guessing this is a little closer to the room temperature that most of you are working at. Because usually down here, we really have to fly. You just cannot let things sit. You have to move very, very quickly. I'm not doing any fancy stirs today. I just try and keep it even, work from the outside in. And if you get to the middle and just kind of swirl it around, it usually makes a little rose. But you can see how it wants to stay up there and drag out. That means you don't have much time left. That I do know from past experience. And with these hearts, I just like to trace the shape of them and then swirl them in the middle. Now the last thing we have are the ornaments. I have not tried the ornaments with clouds at all. I think what I'm going to do is go in a circle here at the top and then just do it totally separate at the bottom. And I can just feel that that is getting very firm down in the bottom. Also, do not hit the bottom of your mold with your toothpick or you will scar it up. And if you want, you can use a pin. Actually, I think Daniel used a pin and I didn't grab pins today because I'm a little afraid of scoring these. You're a little safer with a toothpick. So I'm just tracing this teardrop shape here and stir in the bottom. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Okay, with this guy here, I'm going to start at the top and just follow that shape. Just to move that color around a little bit. Also, I never show things from the back. I mean, other than a video. It's absolutely meaningless. Something can look fantastic on the back and it looks terrible on the front. These other ones I've done some other experiments with. This is leftover white that I mixed up. I put mica powder in with it, so you're not throwing your resin away. I found out that that works well. This is a dirty pour I did today. I've never had dirty pour cups before. They just came from Amazon. So I did that and put a holographic backer on. These ones here will need to sit for a little bit, and then I just fill up the rest of that mold with clear resin, full disclosure. If you do it from the back, if you fill the whole thing up, you will not get, or I cannot get, now maybe someone else can, I cannot get a Petri result, and I've not done cloud in them before. So this is our first time. Okay, I'm going to cover these up. When our resin dryer shuts off, I will pop some of them into the resin drawing machine. I do not wait. If it's empty, I do it right away. I have found that it does not in any way affect your results. Other people say it blows it around. I've not had any issue in that department. So we'll see what happens when we demold. I'm ready. Okay, we're back the next day and we have some clouds. This is one of those deep molds. If you'll remember, I just filled up halfway and then filled up the rest of the way with clear. Unfortunately, not all of them come out. So, you know, that's just how it is. It's one of those things you have to get used to. The other one did form the cloud, but the resin didn't dry properly. I did all these in the resin machine, and I'm not blaming it on the resin machine. Sometimes they just don't work. Here's our ornaments, and as you can see, these are pretty thin. They're definitely thinner than the pendants, and they worked. I'm very happy with them. I might do an entire set with clouds now because I think they're really pretty. I've not done this before at all. And here you can see the back. People, it's senseless to show the back, okay? The back is not going to look like the front. It looks like an entirely different thing. And here's our pendants that were keepers. It has a little piece on there I need to clean up. That one came out pretty. I do not care for that purple. As you know, yesterday I was not happy with the purple I was saying, but this one's pretty here. I really like how it is. These don't have a lot of cloud, and usually the ones I do have more, these have more negative space, but I still think they're pretty. And of course you can always add more white if you want more, and we got this pretty round one there too. So we had a successful cloud run. I do hope this video helps you because it will give you an exact recipe, and hopefully that will take one of your problems away. You still might have to adjust your timing. But remember, clouds are challenging and they don't work all the time, but you can get it eventually.